This is one-on-one session with the Forum IAS founder and director Ayush Sinha. In this session, students are asked questions to test their preparedness for the personality test. One-on-one sessions are not mock panel sessions.
May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Have a seat. Are you comfortable, Prafull?
Yes, sir.
If you're comfortable, you can lower your mask or take off your mask.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Prafull, can you briefly introduce yourself to me?
So, my name is Prafull. I am from Gorakhpur district of Uttar Pradesh. I have done my B.Tech in engineering physics from IIT Delhi. During my engineering, I have done 2 summer research internships in Germany. Post that, sir, I have done a fellowship called India Fellow, for which I was involved in the holistic development of my NGO's school for more than a year. I was living and working there only. As part of that fellowship, I started developing interest in student mentoring. And sir, recently I have been selected as officer at International Financial Services Center Authority. Yes, sir.
International Financial Services?
Centers Authority, sir.
Okay. What is your role there in that organization, Prafull?
Sir, it's a fresher role. The role is to actually learn the nitty-gritties of a regulator body and contribute to its goal of being a unified single window regulator, sir, for foreign investors.
Coming to regulation, can you tell me some sectors in India where the regulator is also a participant, where the industry is saying that we are not happy with the way the regulator is functioning, given that regulator must not be a player or at least must not be responsible for the promotion? Can you think of any regulator like that?
Sir, if I'm not wrong, it's Ministry of Railways. So a lot of private players say that Ministry of Railway has a conflict of interest because not only it regulates the railways business, it's also a major stakeholder in the railways operation. So that is one thing I can recall.
How about hydrocarbons?
Yes, sir. That is another sector where Ministry of Petroleum not only runs its PSUs, it also has a certain say in deciding the petroleum prices.
Is it the Ministry or Directorate of Hydrocarbons?
Sir, this is something I need to read more about.
Prafull, suddenly there is an exodus of IITians for civil service. Think and tell me what is the reason.
Sir, I think it is a phenomena because of certain factors. So one factor is that at IITs, a lot of people are now getting trained in the humanities courses. They are getting to be part of NSS activities. And with the emergence of social media and the recent pandemic, a lot of people also got interested in the volunteering and the spirit of service. And that kind of led a lot of IITians towards these services.
You're saying so everybody who's public spirited in IITs thought of, no, this is not correct. This is not the only reason.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I think I did not mean to say that all of them will come here, but that definitely increases the proportion who will come here.
Think more.
Yes, sir. Other factors can be that one factor is that because of recent times, people have also preferred job security, and civil services provides a job security with a good prestige.
Don't tell me that in IITs people are having nightmare with respect to getting a 6 or 8 or 10 lakh rupees job. That should not be a problem in IITs. Even with a civil engineering degree, you should get a 6 LP or 8 LP or 10 LPA job, given you have a good placement, placecom is good and given a good alumni network.
So job certainly it does, but a job security is something not only related to the income which one earns, it also the propensity to be fired from the job or to leave the job. That is there, sir. So that's why a lot of people are finding it as a opportunity in that direction. But this is something I think I'm able to think of this perspective at the moment only.
These days, IITians not so interested in doing an MBA degree, or are they still interested in? It's no longer fancy to get a degree from IMA or B.
Sir, I think IIT has a large graduate base, so people are opting for research also. People are also opting for MBA also. People are opting for civil services. And given it's an undergraduate degree, people are opting, I think, all these sectors. So I won't say that, put a number to it that people are not opting MBA and people are only opting for civil services.
UP is going on a spree of renaming certain cities. What is your opinion on the issue?
Sir, if it is backed by need of realigning the identity or heritage of the place, and if it doesn't involve a lot of administrative cost, I think then it is fair, sir.
But it does involve administrative cost.
Yes, sir, but we have to see what is it prohibitive or not, because we have to also see by name, like the Ayodhya district, sir. The headquarter was changed from Faizabad to Ayodhya, because Ayodhya brings in a lot of tourism revenue and it has a lot of importance in terms of religious.
How about Prayagraj?
Yes, sir. Prayagraj is also important because people suggested that it's traditionally the identity of the Prayagraj was based on the Sangam, where the religious festival
Give
happens.
me a comparison of how things are different in Western UP versus Eastern UP. You could talk about the nature of economy, people and problems.
Sir, Western Uttar Pradesh is predominantly sugar cane area, potato farming area. In Eastern UP, it is while sugar cane is there, the processing is comparatively lesser. And the second thing is that in Eastern UP, wheat and mustard and maize farming is there. Regarding people, sir, there is a significant difference in terms of per capita income. So Gorakhpur's per capita income is nearly around 50,000.
What is the reason that this gap within the state exists?
Sir, I think one is that policy favors to the Western Uttar Pradesh because of the Green Revolution reached that place first. Second, sir, being near to the administrative area, it got the development and market first. So a lot of economic incentive activity is brought there. Third, sir, also the fact that Eastern Uttar Pradesh is near Nepal border, the law and order issues are always there because these criminals went into hiding and there was a low deterrence against these criminals. So poor law and order legacy meant that investment was lesser, sir. And also, sir, this area falls near Tarai region, which meant that flood and the connectivity issues are also there, which have now been tackled, sir.
So you have a fancy job with a financial institute now. Sri Lanka is not doing so well, managing its foreign reserves, having a lot of external debt. Can you briefly tell me how the states in India are doing with respect to the debt burden?
So I think this is something I need to read more about. Like, I'm not aware about how much debt burden has been.
Okay, so let me put it differently. Given our own foreign debt, do you think we are going the Sri Lanka way? I mean, different state governments are offering freebies and they don't have the money for it. So are we going the Sri Lanka way according to you?
Sir, I think at present we are not going the Sri Lanka way because most of the states have followed the NK Singh's recommendation on fiscal responsibility. But yes, sir, Sri Lanka's case of deep tax cut and its impact on tax to GDP ratio by reducing it by third, which means that it gives us a caution that states should be very cautious in its any populist measures for the vulnerable sections, sir. Yes, sir.
United States of America wants a quad stand on the Russia-Ukraine crisis. India says we have an India stand. Is there a need for a quad stand on the Russia-Ukraine crisis? Think and tell me the answer.
I think, sir, any country would always want to take a stand with respect to what its national interests are. And while USA might think from its national interest to have India taking a quad stand, I think India should take its own stand with respect to its national interest as well as strategic autonomy. And I think it has taken a pragmatic stand, sir, on the Russia-Ukraine crisis.
Some people are suggesting that the way the External Affairs Ministry is aggressively defending India's position, they are saying that such aggressive posture 2 decades back may have called for resignation of the minister. What is your opinion on this?
I think we need to understand why it happened. Despite knowing the fact that India also shares the democratic values, which US has recognized, and the fact that India also has adequate safeguards for its sections of people against the human rights violation, despite all these things, USA kept on commenting on the internal matter of the India. and that has prompted India to signal by this aggressive response that they have to also recognize, just like the India recognizes the fact that USA has its own internal matter regarding to human rights violation. USA should also respect that, and I think Honorable Minister has not said that he will take a look on it. He has just said India also has a view, so that he is signaling to them that they should also understand it is India's internal matter, just like it's USA's internal matter.
You have participated in COVID cash relief fundraiser. What exactly did you do here?
Sir, I participated in crowdfunding for direct benefit transfer through their bank accounts to migrant laborers who are in need of.
How did you track this fund flow? Like people donated to one place and from there this was diverted, or how did it work like?
Yes, sir. So this is done under the auspices of my fellowship. So we have around 100 to 150 fellows. So each of us fellows contacted to the NGOs and verified the bank details and what is the exact need of these people. Maybe if they can get the government support. So after verifying that, we got their bank accounts and we directly transferred that account to their bank account.
You like to blog?
Yes, sir.
Who are some of the bloggers that you consistently follow?
Sir, I've listed it as extracurricular hobby, extracurricular interest. But I do follow Wait But Why blog, which is Tim Berners. I'm not able to recall his correct name. Yes, sir.
Tim Berners?
Wait But Why.
Wait But Why.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me any particular article that you appreciated?
So long back, he wrote about how procrastination works, and unable to recall the specific, but I really liked it that time. Even
how about the Fermi paradox?
So I think I'm not able to recall it now.
Okay, on procrastination, Tim Berners' blog you have followed.
Yes, sir.
What does he say about the two kinds of minds that we have? Which mind is responsible for the procrastination?
So I'm unable to recall it. Actually, I read it long back.
Okay, he uses a reference to an animal. Which animal does he refer to?
So I'm unable to recall because totally. I'm sorry.
I'll give you a hint. That animal is much like us.
So is it? No, so I don't.
A very simple animal.
Is it dog? But I'm not.
It eats bananas. An animal like us, not an animal which likes us.
Thank you, sir. It's monkey.
So today you were late for your personality test. Was it the monkey mind that was responsible for it?
Sir, I would not say it was a monkey mind. It was the fact that there was a miscommunication on my side, and second that, sir, there was certain mismanagement of time. So that can be a perspective of monkey mind. Yes, sir.
Where does the word blog come from?
So it comes from a word called log and weblog. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a weblog, sir. It is from where it is coming. So once internet had weblogs.
You have mentored students as an extracurricular activity. Tell me two differences between a teacher and a mentor.
So I think teacher is supposed to teach the students about certain subjects or certain streams. Teacher can also be a mentor, but mentor is more about informal trust-based understanding and trying to guide the person, be it in their life-related problems or in their studies. Teacher is generally concerned with one subject, and teacher can also be a mentor, but the difference here is that a mentor doesn't need to be a teacher in certain subject. They can be teacher in terms of guidance, guiding the student toward certain paths of life.
No, just tell me two crisp differences in 2 lines.
Okay, sir. So I think teacher is someone who is specific with respect to work. Mentor is not specific. Mentor has a broader canvas for the student.
Could you mean to say, are you suggesting that a teacher is a subject specialist, whereas a mentor is a generalist? Is this what you're trying to say?
Yes, sir. It can be, yes, sir.
That is one. What would be the second difference?
Second is that, sir, teacher, while teacher also, the informal relationship between the mentor and the teacher doesn't have to have a trust-based relationship with the student. Normally, ideally should be, but teacher can be sitting in the class and teaching their class, while mentor essentially needs to have a trust and trust of their mentee, sir. So in that regard, I think there's a difference.
Why civil services, Prafull?
Because the civil services gives a platform to impact people's lives. And during my fellowship work, I have realized that it is the government which is the biggest service provider for underprivileged section. So, and that's why I think I want to join civil services.
During your fellowship, you realize most people prepare for civil services and then they join the fellowship. With you, you joined the fellowship before and then decided to prepare for civil services. Is that the case?
Sir, I had a latent interest. I thought that this can be one of the options, but fellowship solidified that clarity. And the fact that, sir, I was young then, I was not eligible to write civil service examination. And I always thought that I lacked understanding of grassroots. And I thought by joining this fellowship, I will get the clarity, understanding, and also thought that it will help me later in the services. So with that perspective, I joined fellowship before preparation.
All right, Prafull. Last question, what does your name mean?
So my name means joyfulness, being happy and being content.
So what makes you happy?
So it can be different things. So one would be that if I get a good food, that makes me happy. If I can make my family and friends, loved ones happier, the happiness in their eyes definitely makes me happy. Third, sir, if I'm able to contribute something to others' lives, so that definitely gives me a satisfaction and that brings happiness. Yes, sir, these are certain.
All right, Prafull, your interview is over.
Thank you.